Hey, it's Sol, and it's late Friday. Really late Friday. I know this is coming out really late. You're probably not going to see this until Saturday or Sunday, but, well, it's a long story. In fact, it's a long story that you don't care to hear. After all, this is Warcraft news, not Soul news, so let's get right to it. The top story of the week just happened earlier today when Ian Hazacostas and Josh Allen, aka Lore, did the whole Legion Q&A dev thing that they did a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot to share. They went over stuff like kind of the post-launch reactions from the office, from their office, as well as part of the community, which is, very good stuff. They go over specific complaints and respond to issues with the Warlock class, as well as the recent toy nerfs that happened. And those nerfs, they didn't really need to happen. In my opinion, I think the toys just shouldn't have existed in the first place. I mean, it does seem kind of silly, as Ian had explained, that they are toys that affect movement, and normally toys are supposed to be just cosmetic, right? But the Goblin Guiders are just fine, and by the way, they cost 8 ore and 5 fur from Draenor, and just one cast makes 5 of them. So, just hop into your bank and make something out of it. Or sell it. You'll probably make some decent money. Anyway, the Q&A goes over a lot of stuff, and Ian is pretty good at answering these sorts of questions, so go ahead and check it out. Or if you're lazy, just go check out MMO Champion or Wowhead for the summary. Along with the launch of Legion, the Legion Companion app also launched. It's a pretty useful app that's available on the Apple and the Android devices, and it lets you check out certain things like the Order Hall mission, as well as whatever world quests are going on, and you can even queue up more of those disposable follower guys, or any of the other cooldowns that you have going, like the champion armaments. And it works, it's pretty useful. While I was away from the computer and I wasn't available, to do anything, I was able to check the app and get really mad when I saw a certain world quest pop up that I couldn't do at the time. The last / main thing of the day, because I don't really have a main thing of the day, it is really late, is the announcement from Blizzard about the day one sales of Legion, which number at 3.3 million copies, which is really damn good when you compare it to Warlords of Draenor, which also sold the same number of copies on its first day. Now, when you couple this with the previous quarterly report, where they had kind of cryptically said that, oh, the pre-orders are kind of in line with what we're expecting, something like that, it still spells a really good state of health for the game itself. What's also interesting is that they released numbers from previous expansions, including, and I'm reading, The Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and so on and so forth. An interesting number to point out, and this is coming from MMO Champion, is that Mists of Pandaria sold 2.7 million copies within its first week, which in my hasty research, I didn't really do any research, Blizzard did not release day one sales. So I noticed a couple threads on MMO Champion elsewhere that people were wondering, well, why is that? Why is that? And of course people were saying, oh, it's because it was, Kung Fu Panda and other stupid shit like that. And it's been a while since I checked those threads, but I'm pretty sure that there weren't a lot of people that bought Mists of Pandaria on day one because they had pre-ordered it way before. If you didn't know before, when they introduced Mists of Pandaria at BlizzCon, they also said that they're going to introduce a thing called the Annual Pass. What you gotta do is hold your subscription for 12 months and you get a free copy of Diablo 3, which was so great until like Inferno. So while it is totally speculative of me, it is probably a good guess to say that a lot of those people that bought the Annual Pass just happened to pre-order just because. But coming back to now, the fact that Legion sold 3.3 million copies on its first day, as well as the earlier infographic that I talked about, where they had, I think it was 3.9 something, 4 million demon hunters that were created before the launch of Legion, which means there were a lot of pre-orders that were made. It spells a really good state of the game, at least as of right now. Of course, these minor things like the Warlock problems or the toy problem, which in my opinion is so asinine and silly, is stuff that's going to bog the kind of mood of the game down, or otherwise just kind of knock it out of its honeymoon phase. And it's going to happen. People are going to, be not as interested as they were in the expansion. They're going to drop off. They're going to, spout their whatever it is. They're going to quit until flying is enabled, something like that. But all of this still amounts to a very healthy state of the game, however many years it's been. So if you're on the fence, if there's anyone that that's on the fence, hey, you know what? Just give it a shot. Pick up Legion, give it a try, roll a healer, get through Suramar so you can help me freaking queue for the dungeons. Because hardly any healers are attuned and I'm losing my mind. Anyway, next week I'm going to try and really come down on my happy-go-lucky schedule and really try to get serious about producing content for you guys. You can expect more news, updates, analyses, failed attempts at humor, and all that sort of stuff. You can also expect a kind of update, state of the channel, kind of something similar that I did last week, or month. whatever, it's late, so let's go ahead and try to have a good weekend. I'm going to try to cut this really quick so I can try to do Court of Stars or Arcway. God, please there be healers. I'm Soul. Stay breezy, guys.